Cindy Birkland here with cindybirkland.com, and welcome back to Naked Money. And I'm super excited. I have some good friends of mine, Daniel Sloan and Curtis Allison here from Future Tech. And I really want to share a little bit about Future Tech because a lot of companies out there don't know what companies like you do, and they are very much needed for what's going on in the future and what's going on in business today. So I want you to explain this like you're talking to a 5-year-old, Daniel, because for those of us that don't understand tech, you got to help me explain what Future Tech does for businesses and for their founders and owners.
Absolutely. And first, thank you very much for having us on. We love what you do and excited to talk about what we do. As you said, technology like blockchain, artificial intelligence, these are frontier technologies. This is bleeding edge stuff. And when you're talking to a bigger enterprise client or government clients, they're trying to figure out, how do I leverage this? How do I integrate this with my legacy systems? You know, there's still big companies that are on mainframe technologies as their servers. And it's like, how do I do this? How do I do this in the way to where I don't get hacked? Things of that nature. And then
so when you're talking things like payment systems, like if I go into Neiman Marcus and I'm giving them a credit card, and now we're going to switch over to a different system, which is blockchain, yes?
Well, you don't have to switch, but what you can do is, and I'm sure you might have probably heard, to give Stripe a little bit of a plug, Stripe understands that things are going to digital assets. So they've structured their fiat payments. So any dollar that comes in from a credit card, any money that comes in from a wire, and digital money like USDC, Bitcoin, Ethereum, that all goes to one place. Now, right now, if I have a paper dollar, I pulled a $20 out of my pocket, I can't program that because it's paper.
Right.
But I can program digital dollars.
Okay.
So now what they're doing is they're allowing you to take as much of that fiat currency as you want, convert it into the most, I think, prominent stablecoin, USDC. And now us as programmers have the ability to program those dollars. So let's say I'm a musician and there's 10 people in my area, in my circle, that need to get paid, my label, the people that are on this. Well, right now that's done manually.
Okay.
$100,000 comes in from a contract. Now there's people in AR and AP figuring out who gets the $10, who gets the $5, who gets this. I can actually program all that if I have digital money. So when you talk about payments, this evolution of moving to digital money coming in to where us as programmers can program that money, the moment that money hits the account, every single person in that chain can get paid.
Okay. And I love this. So this is, to me, this is super new. And to you, you're like, this is crazy. I want to hear a little bit from Curtis.
Yes.
Curtis, what are you doing what is your job at Future Tech? Now, I know the answer to this, but he's kind of the unicorn at Future Tech, right?
He's absolutely a unicorn. We can take his corn on and off.
All right, stop it. I'm blushing. Cindy, actually, as you well know, I have the best job at Future Tech, really, honestly. I get to travel all over the country. I get to meet amazing technologists. People have great concepts, great ideas. And then also, too, other large companies that already have tech. So what Daniel's really been able to do over his 28-year career is take all these large companies and kind of referee a little bit, right? When they need all these different pieces and parts. A car is a vehicle is not just one thing. It's a collaboration of thousands of different pieces. What Future Tech's really good at is managing all those companies and all those ideas and putting them into light. Just some of the projects between DeLorean and a lot of really unique things that we're doing now with real estate.
And I want to hear, if you guys don't mind, I don't know if it's proprietary, but I'd like to hear like some of the projects or some of the names that our people might understand and know, like what you've done for them, like where you've been successful in that, or, for us lay people, like I said, talk like a 5-year-old.
Absolutely. So he mentioned DeLorean, and originally they came to us with the problem that we all recognize that brand from the 80s, right? The old DeLorean, Back to the Future. It's a new DeLorean that's coming out. They're actually building an electric supercar.
Wow.
It was, if anyone's a Fast and Furious fan, it was in the last Fast and Furious, Fast 10.
Okay.
Very cool. But when you've been out of business for 45 years and you're a car company, where do people come to buy your car? You don't have dealers.
Wow.
How do I buy this new car that's coming out? So
good point.
What we decided we wanted to be able to do was give them the ability to buy this reservation. a down payment on a car to say, hey, I'm going to reserve my build slot is what it's called.
Okay.
You do that doing NFTs, non-fungible tokens, not because it's a Bored Ape or something like that. It's because it's non-fungible.
Okay.
The very nature of the technology made it to where they could control it. And then it allowed me, let's say I had the number 5,000 DeLorean coming off the line, but he wants it. He wants to buy it from me.
Sure.
Well, I can now sell that to him, transfer, and there's a clear chain of custody. I could trade that car could trade 10,000 times with a very easy audit trail. How do you do that on paper?
Blockchain.
Right. So blockchain, but you wouldn't.
I'm getting so smart.
But
to
on
this,
paper,
like,
that would be insane, right? You'd have a stack of contracts like
crazy.
this, and you wouldn't be able to do it. So we sold them on the fact that this technology right now is not easy to use. Like people that get into this, like, oh, I'm going to lose my private key, this and that. We made it as easy as buying a Starbucks cup of coffee. You come in, you register, you get your wallet created, you can use a credit card to buy it. Everything was seamless. So that's kind of the next evolution, kind of like probably the first time you ever used your credit card to buy something online.
Right. Yep.
They made it easy. They made you trust that you could do it. And you weren't worried that you were going to lose your money.
Absolutely. And now we don't think a thing of it. But this is the way the technology is going of the future and the NFT space and everything. NFTs are such an amazing thing. But I want to get in this last little plug for you. Like I'm doing something very special. I'm making an announcement today for my next project and what I'm up to. And Daniel, you came in and you explained to me how very important what you're going to be. I need this company, and he explained why I need you. So can you explain a little bit about that?
Sure. So when you're trying to put money in and invest with your hedge fund, right?
Yes.
People are trusting you with the money to be a good steward.
Absolutely.
And you can do a lot of due diligence on the founders and what are their marketing plans and all these things. But when it comes to technology, ones and zeros, if you're not a programmer, do you really understand what that code is? You could see some pretty pictures on the screen. But is that a mirage? Is that what we call vaporware?
Yeah, what's real?
What's real?
How do I know?
How do you know as
an
an investor? So what we've done for other companies like Edge 196, who I'm a part of, is we would go in and audit their code as part of the due diligence for the investment. And if that needed help or whatever, we'd give them a report and say, hey, here's where your stuff, here's where you're going to take some of that money that's going to be invested and make it better. Secondarily, if it was, let's say you're going to invest $1 million into a company, well, they can't spend that $1 million in one day.
No.
That's going to be over a year period, or however long it is. So we would help you milestone the payments out. Say, okay, in 3 months, you're going to get to this point, and I'm going to put in, let's say, $100,000 or $150,000. But if they don't meet the milestones, you hold the money back because you have us there looking at what they're doing and saying, hey, dummy, this is what the milestone is. Get it done, and you get your money.
You get to X or you get no more money.
Right. And as I said to you, it's kind of a double-edged sword. On one side, if they're crappy, we find out pretty quick they're crappy. And you have a clause in your contract that says, hey, I don't have to, if I get to a certain point, I don't want to invest anymore, we're done, right? I put in 200 out of the million, and I find that you are just not investable. Like, you sold me a bill of goods, I'm done. On the other side of that is, they're amazing. We see them having massively good tech. You see the market acceleration, like, they're going to no longer need venture capital pretty soon. They're going to be making money. You might double down and put more money in.
Yes. Well, and this is so important for someone like me that I'm standing for business owners no matter what. I want to see as many business owners succeed and founders, and we need more money to go around. We don't need to be wasting our time with companies that are not going to be good for the country or good for America. So this is super important what you guys are doing. And
I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, I just like the fact that when you are starting on a journey with somebody, it shouldn't be a 2-3 month period of vetting them, and then they get all your money, and then there's no more interactions. Like, a lot of times we give them ideas on the business side, given that we work with so many companies. Like, have you thought about doing this? That's an amazing idea. So it's not just great tech, but they also get a lot of business ideas. So it's almost like a mini accelerator in a way.
Absolutely. It is so important as an investor, as a venture capital firm, that, you've got this new venture that you're doing, this new startup, or they become like your child, you need to make sure that your child is
too become a
successful.
child.
So
Unfortunately.
this is super important. So I just want to say thank you for being on the show today.
Well, thank you again for having us.
Anything else you want to add, Curtis, before we wrap up? Last words.
Last word. Hey, just if you do want to reach out to us, we are futuretech.com. You could always give us a call or check us out on LinkedIn.
Absolutely. So last but not least, we just want to put a shout out to Next App. There's a new company that we're also interested in. They're doing a great job in this space. I just want to shout out for them. But welcome back to the show. We want to say thank you. We're here at Breathe. If you're interested in more about Future Tech, you can always get a hold of us here at cindybirkland.com. See you next time.
Cindy Birkland here. Just wanted to say thank you for watching the channel. And if you want more content, just need you to click right here. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, clicking right here. If any of these conversations have interested you, please get a hold of us at cindybirkland.com, or you can reach me at cindybirkland@gmail.com. Thanks again for watching.